Wait, what's broken? Don't panic. In this video, we're breaking down the most common problems we have at home and how to fix them. Perfect for anyone looking to boost their English skills while learning how to deal with those difficult situations we have at home. Stay with me and we'll look at them together, and who knows, maybe you'll be the hero when someone needs some advice or tips to fix a problem that they have around the house. Hello, I'm Claire. You know, sometimes in life, unexpected things can happen to items you have at home, and fixing them can be quite tricky and time-consuming, and honestly annoying. In this video, we'll be looking at some common situations in the house or apartment that can make our lives difficult. These can range from small issues with your front door to more serious issues like water in the bathroom. These situations can be stressful, and the last thing you want to worry about is what words you need in English. So we'll make sure that you have the right vocabulary that you might need to sound confident in these events. Hopefully you won't need to use any of the words we show you today, but it doesn't hurt to be prepared. Also, you never know when these situations may come up in conversation, so it's always useful to expand your vocabulary. I've also put together a free PDF to go with today's lesson. It includes all the information we'll cover, plus some practice questions to test your memory. You can download it now by clicking the link in the description. Just enter your name and email address, and you'll be signed up to receive all future PDF lessons, updates, and course information. You can unsubscribe at any time if you wish. Okay, let's dive in and make these challenges a little easier to handle. Let's look at some more serious problems which involve water or plumbing. Plumbing itself means the water pipes and similar systems in a building. You know, it's funny how we don't think about all the water that's in our home until something goes wrong. Then suddenly we're faced with a whole new range of vocabulary terms like leaky faucets, clogged drains, and burst pipes. But don't worry, understanding common plumbing problems is the first step to fixing them. And while it is true that in some situations you might require a professional plumber, there are plenty of smaller fixes you can handle yourself when you know how. So, are you ready to roll up your sleeves and learn about the ins and outs of household plumbing? Let's start by exploring some of the most common plumbing issues that we face in our homes. All right, let's talk about leaky taps, which is what they are called in British English, and leaky faucets in American English, a classic in the world of plumbing problems. The pronunciation for this expression can be difficult, so let's try it together. Leaky, leaky tap, leaky faucet. Let's try it together. Leaky tap, leaky faucet. You know that annoying drip, drip, drip sound that keeps you up at night? That's typically what we mean when we say leaky tap. It's when water keeps coming out of your tap, even when it should be turned off completely. So a person with this problem might say, we've got a leaky tap or a leaky faucet in the bathroom. I'm worried about the water bill. The good news is fixing a leaky faucet is often a pretty straightforward DIY job. Do it yourself. It usually involves replacing the old washer or seal in the tap to stop the water coming through. Of course, if you're not comfortable with doing this yourself, a plumber can take care of it quickly. Clogged drains or pipes can be a common problem if you have a lot of hair like me. Imagine water trying to go down your sink or your shower drain or even your toilet, but instead it just stays there, not moving at all. That's what we mean when we talk about something being clogged. When something is clogged, something's blocking the way and the water can't get through it as it should. It's one of those plumbing problems that can turn a simple task like washing the dishes or taking a shower into a frustrating experience. You might hear someone say, "The kitchen sink is backed up. I think we've got a clogged drain." In this sentence, backed up is another way of saying that there is a clogged drain. The good news is that many clogged drains can be fixed with simple tools like a plunger. This can be used to unclog the issue. There are also chemical drain cleaners which you can pour directly into the pipe that will remove the things that are stopping the water from disappearing. The next issue is a nightmare as it causes a lot of damage: burst pipes. This is definitely one of the more dramatic plumbing problems. We say burst pipes when we talk about situations where a pipe has literally opened or cracked, allowing water to escape. It's similar to a leak, but on a much bigger and more urgent scale. Look at this example. It was freezing last night and now we're dealing with burst pipes in the attic. The thing about burst pipes is that they're not just inconvenient, they can cause a lot of serious damage to your home. We're talking about water everywhere. Water damage to the walls, to the floors, and your belongings, and even structural issues if it's not fixed quickly. This is definitely call the plumber ASAP kind of problem. So you notice a burst pipe, the first thing you should do is call one immediately and turn off the water. It might even be a good idea to turn off the electricity in affected areas. Be careful with this one. Hey, I can't get in. Let's talk about what to do when you run into problems with your front door. Maybe you're outside and you can't get in, or maybe you're facing a problem with your key in the door. We'll explain the different situations and some easy ways you can find a solution. Have you ever lost your keys? This is a type of everyday problem. You know how frustrating it can be when you can't find something important, right? Well, lost keys is a perfect example of that. The word lost here means that the person doesn't know where the keys are. They've put them somewhere and now they can't find them. Well, we cannot use the word missed here. These may be the same words in some languages, but in English we have two words with very different meanings. When we say lost keys, we're usually talking about a situation where someone cannot find their keys. This could be house keys, car keys, or any important keys. It's one of those everyday problems that can drive you crazy. For example, you might hear someone say, "Oh no, I've lost my keys, I can't get into my apartment," or "I'm always losing my keys. I need to find a better place to keep them." So if you've lost your keys, what can you do? I think retracing your steps is a great solution to this problem. It basically means going back over the things you did either physically or mentally. So when you retrace your steps, you're mentally or physically going back to the places you've been or the things that you've done, usually in reverse order, so you can find something. I can't find my keys. Okay, let me think. I went to the park and I was sitting on the ground. Perhaps they fell out of my pocket. It's not just for lost keys and other objects though. We also use it when we are trying to remember things or understand how we got to a certain point. Another issue you may face with your front door. All right, so imagine this. You're trying to unlock your door and suddenly part of your key breaks off inside the lock. That's exactly what we mean when we say broken key in the lock. This phrase describes a situation as annoying as it sounds. It happens when a key, usually because it's old or in bad condition, breaks while it's inside a lock. You end up with part of a key in your hand and the other part stuck inside the lock. Talk about frustrating. For example, you might hear someone say, "Be careful with that old key. You don't want to end up with a broken key in the lock." Trust me, it's a headache. When this happens, it's usually time to call a locksmith. A locksmith is a professional who works with locks And they have special tools to remove the broken piece and can often make you a new key straight away, on the spot. Have you ever experienced this or know someone who has broken their key in a lock? I hope it wasn't too stressful. Okay, people can get confused by this next one. You unlock the door, you turn the handle, but the door doesn't open. No matter how much you turn the key or turn the handle, the door won't open. That's what we call a jammed door lock or a jammed door. You could also say the door is jammed. Pronunciation, jammed, jammed. You might hear someone say, "Oh, I can't get into my office. The door lock is jammed again." When we say a lock is jammed, we mean it's stuck or not working correctly. This happens for various reasons. If the door is jammed, you might need to give it a good shove with your shoulder, or failing that, call a locksmith to fix the lock. So you now know some typical problems we have with our doors in the home and some ways to fix them. Let's talk about something that can be a bit disgusting for some people: pest infestations. This is when a lot of animals or insects decide to move into your home without your permission and start causing trouble. It's not just one or two we're talking about. It's enough of them to cause a real issue. We'll cover some pest problems that can occur in your home, such as dealing with rodents and insects. These issues can be quite a problem, but with the right approach, you can manage them effectively. Rodents. Rodents are furry little animals like mice, rats, and squirrels. They've got those sharp front teeth which manage to gnaw, to bite and chew something repeatedly, usually making a hole in it or gradually destroying it. They gnaw at parts of your home, such as wires or wood. They're pretty clever too, always finding ways to get in and eat your food. Some solutions for rodents can be to keep your place clean and tidy and make sure that all your food is in sealed bags and containers so rodents can't find the food. If they can't find it, they'll probably move to another home. However, if things are getting out of control, you can call pest control services. They're the experts. Insects in your home are no joke either. Insects are tiny with 6 legs and often wings. Think about ants, flies, mosquitoes, and beetles. Some are helpful, like bees that pollinate flowers, while others can be pests, like cockroaches in your kitchen. Insects are everywhere. They come in all sorts of shapes and sizes. If you have an insect infestation, you can try a lot of different things to get them out of your home. Some of my favorites are using natural repellents. I remember one time I had an ant infestation and it really bugged me. Okay, bad jokes aside. Some plants like lavender, mint, and lemon can help keep out insects. Plus, they smell really nice. Also, like rodents, keep things clean. Most insects don't like regular cleaning. Vacuum, wipe down surfaces, and don't let dishes pile up. Hopefully they'll move on somewhere else. Okay, let's talk about the roof. So we know it's the top part of your house or apartment building. We also know it's pretty important for protecting us from the elements. We'll look at some common issues you can face with your roof and what you can do about them. The word leaky is back again. When water finds its way into your house through gaps or damage in your roof, you can have a leaky roof. Not ideal. You might see water stains on your ceiling or your walls, or even drops of water coming in when it rains. It's a serious problem for your home, so let's look at some ways to fix it. Remember, it can be dangerous to get up on the roof, so we need to deal with this issue with caution. For small leaks, you might be able to use special roof patches to stop the water from getting into your home. However, if it's a bigger problem, you might need to replace some of the roofing materials. When in doubt, it's best to call a professional roofer. They will know what to do and have the right equipment. Another problem that you could face is clogged gutters. So gutters are the open pipes, usually at the lower edge of a roof, that collect and carry away rainwater. But over time, they get filled up with leaves and twigs and other stuff. When this happens, we say the gutters are clogged. It's like when your drain gets blocked, the water cannot flow properly. To fix a clogged gutter, one of the simplest things to do is to clear it out yourself. You can remove the things that are blocked in the gutter, but make sure to be careful as you are up very high, and of course wear gloves. You can also hire a professional if needed. Okay, one more thing that you might have to watch out for. Most roofs are made of lots of smaller pieces. We call these roof tiles. We can be even more specific by talking about types like shingle or slate, but we're not going to do that right now. If there's some really bad weather, like a storm, the tiles might come off. When roof tiles are missing, water can get in and your roof can't protect your home as well as it should. You can call a roofer to fix them, or if you're feeling more confident, you can replace them yourself. You can buy roof tiles in a lot of hardware stores. On to our final home issue for this video, electrical issues. We'll explore different typical electrical issues you might encounter at home and how to handle them effectively. Understanding how to deal with these problems is essential for keeping your home safe and functional. A faulty light doesn't work correctly. When you use it, the light might flicker, which means that the light is sometimes bright and sometimes weak. Think of a lit candle. Or maybe the light does not work at all. Our light is faulty. If you want to fix this, you can check if the light bulb is the problem. If so, you can replace it. If it's still not working, the light switch might need to be replaced. It's best to call an electrician to replace the switch. Speaking of electrics not working, a power outage is when the electricity stops working in your home, or maybe the whole area you live in. Nothing that needs electricity will work during this time. If this happens, the best thing to do is to check if your neighbors have power. If they don't have power, it's probably a bigger problem that your electricity company will need to fix. So you may just have to wait. If only your home has no power, you may need to check the circuit breaker. A circuit breaker is a safety switch in your home. If too much electricity is used at once, it turns off the power to prevent problems. Watch out, there are a lot of different ways to talk about this. Some people might say you need to check the fuse, the switch tripped, or the safety switch flipped. When you find the circuit breaker box in your home, it's usually a metal box on a wall. Look for a switch that's not in the same position as the others. Turn this switch all the way off and then on again. If it keeps turning off, you might be using too many electrical things at once. If there is a bigger problem, you might need to call an electrician to come and check it. All right, everyone, that brings us to the end of our video on common household problems. Well, hopefully you don't need to talk about any of these issues, but this video is here if you do. It will also make it easier if you end up having a conversation with someone about any of these mishaps. Let's quickly recap what we've learned today. We talked about problems with doors jamming and broken keys. We've looked at water and plumbing issues like leaky taps or clogged drains. We went over pest infestations, including those pesky rodents and insects. Remember, keeping your home clean and tidy and sealing entry points are keys to keeping these unwanted guests out. We also covered roofing issues like roof leaks, clogged gutters, and missing roof tiles. Lastly, we discussed electrical issues such as faulty lights, faulty light switches, power outages, and tripped circuit breakers. I hope this video has helped you understand these common problems a little better and given you some ideas on how to handle them if they occur. It's always best to call a professional if you're uncertain about how to solve these problems yourself. Remember, it's okay if you don't understand everything right away. Learning a new language and new concepts takes time. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more English language learning videos. Do you have any other household topics you'd like us to cover? Let us know in the comments. And don't forget to download the free PDF of today's lesson. The link is in the description. This way, you can take what you've learned today and revise it. And if you enjoy scrolling through social media, make sure to follow us there too, as we have regular, short, digestible lessons every week. Thanks for watching. See you again soon.